I am excited to tell you about my latest read. It's quite interesting. I thought as I was reading it that it was going to be a 5 stars, but the ending was disappointing. However, I would not say don't read it because it was quite an interesting plot. It was Very Slowly All at Once by Lauren Scott. This is her first adult novel. I love the plot because it was a very unique. I've never read anything quite like it before, and I thought it was very intriguing just thinking about, like, what would you do in this situation? I love neighborhood settings. Like, that's just fun to me. But anyway, this couple has recently bought this very large house. He's not really very thrilled about it, but she was dead set on having this house. So and it ends up kind of being a money pit. If you've ever watched that old movie, it's kind of hilarious. It kind of reminds me of that. But that's not the main plot of the movie. That's just a side thing. But the fun part about this story is they start receiving anonymous checks in the mail. And they start out fairly small, 2,000, 5,000, and then it increases all the way up to, if I recall correctly, 47. Was it 47,000? Or I think maybe it was 60,000. Anyway, and they end up in a slightly desperate situation where they really need this money and they're very tempted to cash it. Initially, he thinks it's from his estranged father who had in the past sent him money. And it's just such a thrilling ride. Like, all along the way, he gets in trouble at work, she gets in trouble at work. Neither of the characters are particularly likable, but that's not really, I have read some stories where if a character was not likable, I just didn't want to read the story. But in this case, the thrilling part was just like, what is happening here? Like, what are they going to do? What would you do? Like, the temptation if you got a monstrous check in the mail that appeared to have no strings attached, addressed to you, how could you resist the urge to cash it? Because immediately your mind starts thinking, ooh, I could do this with it and that, But no surprise, there are strings attached. And this anonymous person starts telling them that to repay their debt, they're going to have to do some illegal things, to put it mildly. And it's a wild ride. And again, this is spoiler free. I'm not telling you what happens. So I was going to give it 5 stars all the way up until the very end. And I think this novel had so much potential. If she had just given it a better ending, I felt very underwhelmed at the end. I was like, that's all you're going to do with the ending? Like, that's it? Like, yeah. It was so disappointing. It could have been a 5-star. So I gave it 4 stars. It was still such a fun ride, though. Like, it was so fun. Just the wildness of it. And the craziness as they try to figure out who this is that's sending them these checks, as they start to worry that they're going to be in trouble with the law. Throughout the whole novel, he starts to not feel like he can trust her, and she feels like she can't trust him. They start suspecting each other and everybody. It's just a wild ride. So I definitely would recommend it. It was so much fun. If you've read this, please tell me what you thought about the ending. And if you do read this, please come back and comment whether you agree with me that the ending was disappointing, or, and here's another interesting thought, maybe I missed something. Maybe there's something that I missed. Maybe there's more significance to the ending that I realized. I don't know, but I just feel like she could have done so much more with the ending. And of course, I say this having never written a novel, but I still feel like, oh my goodness, this could have just been knocked out of the park, 5 stars. Like, she just needed a better ending. So yeah, please tell me what you think of the ending. I would love to know, because yeah, it was very interesting. I definitely would recommend at least giving it a try. And let's see if Dolly, oh yeah, she's sleeping. I don't know if you can see her. She kind of blends in with her blanket, but she's sleeping there on her little blankie. So also, I was going to tell you, I am listening on YouTube. Karen Savage reads Anne of Green Gables, the series. She doesn't read the whole series, but she reads most of the series. I haven't been able to find all of her recordings. Oh, she does the narration beautifully. I mean, just so beautifully. So I have been listening to that. I read Anne of Green Gables, the entire series, several times growing up. This is my second time reading it as an adult. And it's so fun because I'm seeing it in a completely different light. I'm realizing now that Anne clearly has ADHD. And then also there's some things that, like, it's wild. As a child, I didn't notice, like, the teacher has a crush and flirts with one of the teenage students. And it's like, nobody has a problem with this. And it's like, oh my goodness. Like, so, you know, it's crazy how different your perspective changes as an adult. However, the reason I love it is, like, it's just so cozy. I love listening to it. Her narration is beautiful. I absolutely love it. So what I have done is I have saved as many of those as I was able to find into a playlist on my channel, so you can access it too. Because of course I have private playlists on my channel. I don't want to, like, get copyright strikes or anything, but this is in the public domain. It's she read it for a LibriVox recording. She read it, and it's in the public domain. So I don't think I'll get in any trouble for posting this publicly. So yeah, if you're in the mood for just a cozy, March is middle grade March. A lot of people read middle grade books like Anne of Green Gables during March. So if you're looking for a good middle grade March read, I would suggest that series. It's just such a fun, I enjoy listening to that, and I am coloring while I listen to it. I got myself a coloring book at Walmart. I'm having so much fun. Of course, I chose the cat to color. It's just so relaxing. So I'm doing that and reading the physical books as well. So yeah, all right. I will talk to you all later. Bye.